Hello everybody and welcome back to another live stream with me and Mr. TB Bear. Yes, everyone's favourite bear. Look at him, the traitor. He's got WTF1 still on his thing, and I'll be talking about WTF1 in a few moments, so stay tuned. There he is. Let's put him down there. It's hot today. He said, I can't bear the heat. Boom, boom! Boom, boom! Hello, Matthew D'Souza. He says, hello, Hookster. Sophia Flourish is faster than her male teammates. Well, funny you should mention that, because that is going to segue very nicely into the first thing I'm going to talk about. So, well done, Matthew D'Souza. And that segue is what I've got in my thumbnail, which is, yes, sad news indeed. The W Series is no more. That's it. They'll have to go back into the kitchens and make me a bloody bacon sandwich. Let's have a look and see the official blurb. The W Series all-female racing category enters administration following the early end to the 2022 season. W Series was launched in 2019 before becoming a support event to Formula 1 in 2021. The competition's 2022 season was cut 2 races short due to financial reasons. Britain's Jamie Chadwick won all 3 W Series titles. Now, before I continue, I'd just like to say that goes against what the W Series was originally set up to be. It was supposed to be a sort of springboard, a step up into hopefully getting one of these females into Formula 1. And I think, if I remember rightly, the first season of it, the rules were that if you won the championship, you were not allowed to come back again. So obviously they changed that at some point and allowed Jamie back, and in fact allowed her 3 times to actually win the championship. So rather bizarre, but that's how it worked out. And I don't think Jamie should have been allowed to compete 3 times in the championship. It was basically because her name was getting bigger and bigger, and they were trying to promote themselves and Jamie at the same time, so they decided to, let her carry on racing. But I don't think that was the whole idea of the W Series in the first place. It was, as I say, a stepping stone for people to try and get the females to try and get into Formula 1, so that didn't work very well at all. W Series has gone into administration following the early curtailment of the all-female motorsport category's 2022 season. The future of the competition, which debuted in 2019, had been in doubt since the final 2 rounds of the 2022 campaign were cancelled due to financial reasons. No announcement followed regarding a 2023 calendar, while the creation of F1 Academy, another all-female category, created further uncertainty over whether W Series would return. And F1 Academy, I have to say, seems to be worse than the W Series, because they're not even showing it on the TV, so there's really nowhere you can watch it. Another series which I really don't see the point of. I mean, they never really promoted the W Series anyway. It was on Channel 4 in the UK, I think, as a highlight still. I can't remember it ever being live. May have been in the first season, I don't know. I didn't actually watch the W Series, basically because I knew that this was basically what was going to happen at the end of it. And it's only been 3 seasons, and here we are in this very situation where it's all finished. So I didn't really start even supporting it, to be honest, because I did know that it was going to appear. It's all very well segregating the sexes, having all female championships, but it really doesn't work if you're trying to get people into Formula 1, because to do that you've got to put them up against the best of the male drivers. You can't just have an all-female field and be the best in it and think, well, that's it, I can go straight into Formula 1, because 9 times out of 10 you'll probably end up right at the back of the field, because although you're as good as the best female you can be, doesn't automatically mean you'll be up there, sort of in a midfield position in Formula 1. That's not how it works. So they should have just integrated this into Formula 1 from the start. I do believe. I believe the concept of having, a junior series for females was a valid concept, but the way it was implemented as, everything all female, I think was wrong. And I do believe it should have been supported a lot more by sort of the people in F1. I think that the winner of each W Series, obviously it was Jamie Chadwick each time, but if they'd have done it how they were supposed to be doing it, about being a stepping stone, I think what they should have done is they should have got that winner, and they should have at least given them a test drive, some kind of testing role in Formula One for being the winner of the W Series. But that didn't even materialise. So even F1 themselves weren't very confident in the whole product of the W Series, and so really didn't give it the support that it deserved. But as I say, I've said it lots of times on my channel, my sort of philosophy is equality. I believe that, there isn't anything that anyone can't do, to be honest, apart from, there's a couple of jobs that females can't do because it needs lots of, physical strength. But very few. 98.7% of any job is perfectly capable of being done by a female than it is being done by a man. That's my opinion anyway. I don't see any difference. There's just a very small minority where, you need physical strength or something like that, where a female can't do it. Apart from that, it's not a problem. So I just believe that the series wasn't really supported as much as it could have been, and unfortunately here is the result of that. No announcement followed regarding a 2023 calendar, while the creation of F1 Academy and other all-female category created further uncertainty over whether W Series would return. It has now been confirmed that on Wednesday, Kevin Lay and Henry Shiners of Evelyn Partners LLP were appointed joint administrators. Now, Evelyn Partners are a very well-known administration company, and they do a lot of big businesses when they go under. I've heard of the name many times in the past. So yeah, the administrators revealed that the one member of staff who remained employed by the company has now been made redundant and promised to explore all available options to allow the W Series to restart in the future. Well, that's very optimistic if you're one person left actually doing the job, but in reality that's never going to happen. The W Series now will never return. We've had other breakaway series before. We had the A1 Grand Prix, if anyone remembers that, from quite a few years ago, but once that folded, it never came back, and none of these series ever actually resurged back at later times. Once it's gone to receivership. That's pretty much the end of the story, unfortunately. W Series began in 2019 on the support bill for DTM, but was unable to continue in 2020 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The competition returned on Formula One support bill in 2021 and remained there in 2022, with Britain's Jamie Chadwick claiming all three titles. The news will be upsetting for the company's employers and drivers, together with the worldwide supporters of the championship, Lay said. The company has been unable to commit to the 2023 season due to its liquidity position. The directors have been in discussions with various parties to provide additional funding, together with a potential sale of the business. Unfortunately, these discussions did not progress. And there is Jamie Chadwick, the 3 times winner of the W Series. And as she's got a Williams top on, I do believe that she is doing some kind of role now in Williams, which is great to see. But it's taken them a very long time to actually do that. She should have been in there from season 1 of winning the W's, in my opinion. Anyway, I know she is in Williams now. I'm not quite sure what her role is. Probably some kind of development driver. The fact that she's wearing the official uniform of Williams inspires me with some confidence that she's got some kind of development role, because if she was just sort of some kind of social media, employee, she'd just be in like traditional clothes. She wouldn't be actually wearing the actual clothes of Williams. So that's great to see, and hopefully she will become a development driver at Williams. It's a great team to sort of start any aspirations to have a career in, I have to say, is Williams, even though of course these days it's nothing like what it was before, but it's a great stepping stone, I think, and great to see if Jamie Chadwick actually makes any sort of headway at Williams. And will she ever get to drive in F1 though? I'm not so sure. I don't think it'll ever reach that point, to be fair. But just the fact that she's at Williams is great to see. Great to see, and hopefully that will spring up some kind of job actually physically driving the cars. I can't ever see her actually being in the races, but in a testing capacity, as a third driver capacity, that'd be great to see. Great to see. Shine has added, the joint administrators will explore all available options to allow the W Series to restart in the future. But as I say, unfortunately, once that's happened, it's very hard for you to actually come back and restart it all again. Because especially now, as you've only got one employee, you've now got to employ a load of more people. And if you haven't got the money because you've gone into administration, then that's basically pretty impossible. That, unfortunately, is just when companies go down, that's people grandstanding and just desperately trying to say, oh, but don't worry, we'll be back at one point, when everyone knows that that's just never going to happen. Never going to happen. Alice Powell, who I see on Channel 4 quite a lot during the highlights, says that it didn't actually fail because it did do, 3 seasons. So I would go along with that. It didn't fail. No, it didn't fail. But unfortunately, it's no longer continuing. So the opportunities now for females in motorsport have basically dried up, or at least they're now only as good as they were before the W Series came along, which, isn't a lot, really, to be honest. But so there you go, W Series. It was a bold experiment. It was an experiment that sort of worked and sort of didn't. But now it is no more. It is no more. The F1 Academy, I don't think that's going to have any legs, to be honest, to actually do anything of significance, unfortunately. But there you go. There you go. Right, let's go to the messages before I move on. Go to my laptop here. Sorry, not my laptop, my tablet. Let me make myself bigger again. There we go. Now, the next story I want to talk about, unfortunately, I've been trying for literally 20 minutes before I came on air. I saw it on Twitter, but I can't find it anywhere now. So I've got to basically talk about it without actually having the story to sort of link to you. So I apologise for that, but I got the gist of it, and it's still in my brain, so I can communicate it to you. I just can't actually show it to you. Hello, Mr. Ronaldo. Welcome to the stream. Matthew says, bacon McMuffin is better, or sausage sandwich. Who's your current favourite female driver? Well, it's Carmen Jordan, of course. No, just kidding. Well, I suppose, to be honest, it has to be Jamie Chadwick, doesn't it? Because, she's certainly putting it out there and proving that she's got the credentials, so I would have to go for Jamie Chadwick. But my personal favourite at the moment has to be Sophia Flörsch, who's doing very well indeed. And so she's got to be up there. She, I think, out of all the female drivers, I think Sophia Flörsch should definitely be given a shot at Formula One. Don't forget, of course, she survived that horrendous accident which broke her back. Now, any spinal problems that you can come back with, but only come back with, continue racing at a top flight level. And now I do understand, as Matt has told me, she's faster than her male teammates. To be able to do that, well, you've got to give her a round of applause for that. Got to give her a round of applause for that. You really have, because that is just sensational. So well done to Sophia Flörsch. Absolutely great. So let me just communicate this thing to you that I can't actually find the article for. But yeah, basically the Channel 4 highlights, if anyone watches on the UK, the Channel 4 highlights of the races in F1, they're basically in doubt. Channel 4 have been going through quite a lot of problems recently with anti-wokeness, and the government's sort of been involved in. It's all going a little bit Pete Tong at Channel 4 at the moment. And the actual highlights, although they will still be on for the rest of this season, are in doubt for next year, because Channel 4 have quite a few money concerns. So it could be a possibility that the highlights may not be on. Now, I've heard a lot of people on Twitter saying, oh, that's all right, ITV will just buy them. But ITV, with the Philip Schofield scandal, I mean, their share price is in the bin right now. It's just it's tanked. It really has. And with all those problems, I don't know if ITV would want to take that on. And so I've heard the highlights have been gradually declining over these past years. From 2019 onwards, the viewership has 8.6 million viewers less for the highlights, which is a huge amount of numbers. And it's slowly declining as time goes by. So things are not looking good for the highlights packages. Now, of course, they don't do themselves any favours on Channel 4, like especially this weekend where it's at Canada. They're not even going to show the highlights on a Saturday because, because of the time zones, it's on too late. So they show the highlights and the race all on the Sunday. Highlights is at 8 o'clock in the morning and the race is on about, 11 o'clock at night. So, a huge time gap, really. I mean, that's like a whole 12 hours round the clock, even though it's on the same day. And that's something that's really concerning a lot of people, especially with all these late races now, with all the ones in America. There's going to be more situations like that. I mean, some of these highlights for the races from America have been on at like 2 o'clock in the morning because obviously, the race has got to be run. And if the race isn't run until, God knows how Channel 4 are going to do Las Vegas because the race isn't going to start until 10 p.m. local time in Las Vegas. So how the hell are they going to do the highlights? That's going to be 6 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning, before they even start the highlights. It's going to be because of the time gap. You actually have to edit highlights together, which takes quite a while. So you can't have the race like at 10 o'clock and then it finishes just before midnight, and then you can't have the highlights ready at about 10 minutes past midnight. That's not how it works. It takes ages to get the highlights ready, and so you're talking about 6 o'clock in the morning, which is going to be pretty absurd. But yes, and the first time we've ever seen highlights, I do believe, on the actual next day after the event, which is going to be very weird. But anyway, so yeah, Channel 4 highlights are a little bit in doubt right now. It hasn't been confirmed, and the story that I read, it doesn't come from an official source, so maybe everything will be okay. But like everything, it may finish, which means there won't be any highlights on free television anymore. Free television. You'll have to get something like Sky to get the races live, or you can get like a TV package if you like, which includes Sky Showcase, which they do pretty much highlights of all the races on there, but of course it's the Sky F1 team doing the commentary, not Channel 4. So that might be the only alternative to getting any type of F1 after next year. Anyway, it's all speculation. It might be okay. We will have to wait and find out later on. Who's your favourite car? I just said that. There you go. Sophia Flörsch. There you go. Is Dominic going to win an ERL title? No. What's your F1 23 rating? F1 23 rating. Out of 10, 8.5. 8.5. She emasculated her teammates. Yes, she did. And well done to her. Well done indeed. Great to see. Great to see. Okay, so I've got two more things to talk about and then we're off. So it's Canada, oh how we love it. It's the Canadian Grand Prix, yes. So who do you think's going to win? Well, we know who's going to win. It's going to be Maxi Boy, provided his car doesn't blow up or something on the start line. It's going to be Maxi Boy. Second place, I'm going to predict, I would say Alonso, but after the last race, performance seems to be lacking a little bit. So I'm going to have to bring in the Mercedes boys. Yes, and I'm going to say Lewis Hamilton for second position. And I'm going to say I'm going to put a Ferrari in there for third. So I'm going to say Charles Leclerc. There you go. That's my top three predictions for Canada. Yes. Now, of course, we would like to speak to a real Canadian about this, which I did ring him just before I came on air, and unfortunately, there was no answer. But before I end the show, which will be very soon, I will do one last call to see if he's about before I end the show. Okay, but I did ring him about 10 minutes before I came up on air, and there was no answer from him. Okay, so there you go. Canada. Oh, Canada. Yes, F1 is back. We're all excited for F1 these days, aren't we? No. It's just one of those things. It's a dominant team in the championship at the moment. There's not a lot we can do about it. As they've said in F1, they're not going to artificially do anything to make sure that Max doesn't win. So there's not going to be any sort of, protests of your car not being legal. They said there's nothing they can do about it. And there is nothing they can do about it. The car is legal. It's been there since the start of the season and no one's had any complaints about it. So they can't use that card. So what can you do? There's nothing you can do. You just got to go with it. This season's reminded me of the 2002 season with Michael Schumacher. And there was nothing they could do about that. Now, of course, after the season finished, there was a lot they did about that, and they completely changed the rules for Formula One. But back in those days, you had Bernie Ecclestone, or Bernie the Bolt, as I used to call him, and he was the ringmaster in Formula One. And if changes needed to happen to make the show more interesting, then he was there to make it happen. But unfortunately, now we've got Liberty Media in charge. There just doesn't seem to be that kind of commitment or any sort of let's do this. So I can't see anything like that happen. Of course, after the 2002 season, they completely changed the qualifying format, which was basically designed just to stop the Ferraris from winning. That was what it was designed to do. And for about the first 3 or 4 rounds of the 2003 season, it did work. The qualifying was really exciting, although a lot of people, including David Coulthard, says this is not qualifying, it's just bullshit. That's exactly what he said, but a lot of people loved it. It was basically just a one-shot qualifying session. That's what they had for 2003. It wasn't. It was a bit more complicated than that, but that's basically what it ended up as. So, yeah, and for the first 5 or 6 rounds of the 2003 season, it was really, really exciting. But then it just started to normalise, and everything just went back to normal again, even though they were still using the new rules, but it was just... And that's what's going to happen if they try and change anything now. It's just a couple of races that will make a difference, and then it will just settle down again. So, yeah, I can't see anyone at Formula One right now who can put in any kind of change like that, to be honest. Everything's all done by committee now, and, it takes like 15 people in a crowded room to sort anything out. I mean, the stewardship of these races is very, very poor recently, very, very poor, and indeed for last year as well. It seems to take them an age to make a decision, and yet they'll drop a red flag at the drop of a hat. Oh, red flag. Oh, I mean, I was watching some races last week from 2012, and there was loads of incidents in that, and there was no red flag. In fact, there was hardly a yellow flag. It was just, yep, keep going, and that's what it was all about back then. It was all keep going. Now it's slightest little incident and red flag has to come out, which I'm not really a fan of. I don't mind a red flag. Red flag has its place in Formula One, but it should only be used if there's some big crash and one of the drivers is still sort of stuck in the car and the ambulance has got to be there and stuff like that on the circuit. That's when you need a red flag. Definitely, you need a red flag. In some of the incidents during the past races in this season, the red flag has been totally unnecessary. You could cover off everything that's happened with a red flag under A, yellows, B, a safety car, or C, even a virtual safety car. That could all have been covered under every single red flag we have had during this season. There's been no incidents, where a driver's been stuck in the car and an ambulance has been on the circuit. And that hasn't been. So there was no need for any of the red flags. They just bring them out far too regular now. It's like the default thing for anything that happens now. In fact, they're using a red flag more like a yellow flag now. It's just like, oh, tiny little incident, bring the flag out. Red flag, stop the race. It's very bizarre, in fact, very bizarre indeed. But yeah, so that's the situation with Formula One. at the moment. It's not in good health. Viewers are declining, but that's only natural because of everything that's going on. I personally, when I'm watching the races now, I don't even bother with Max Verstappen. As far as I'm concerned, he gets off in the line, he's in the lead, and that's it. I always just concentrate on everyone who's behind Max Verstappen. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't beat him, so why bother? So I'm always interested in, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth positions in the race. That's all I have concerns. I don't even worry about Max. Yeah. Bye, Max. See you later. Another win, and that's it. But yeah, it is unfortunately boring, but dominance in all sports is absolutely natural, and there's nothing you can do about it. There is nothing you can do about it. You just got to get through it, and hopefully, you'll end up with years where there isn't as much dominance, and the other teams hopefully can catch up to Red Bull. At the moment, they're getting there, but they're still nowhere near as close. I mean, 20 seconds he won by the last Grand Prix Maxi Boys, so that's a huge gap. They've got to try and get back if they can, but can they? I don't, definitely not this season. No chance. Maybe 2024 then, but the way the regulations are and the way the cars are, I just can't see it. There's a big engine change for 2026, and of course Red Bull are making the very curious decision of going to Ford, which really got my head scratching why they even go down that route. And of course that will mean change, and that change will take some focus off of Red Bull. And I think, to be honest, we will see a change in the pecking order from 2026, because no engine manufacturers coming to a team straight away after a huge gap. I mean, Ford haven't been in Formula One for a very long time. It's rather a sort of fragmented history with Ford, because they had Cosworth as well. So they had Ford as a factory team, and of course they had Cosworth as well, who used to supply engines to other teams as well. So if you look through the Ford and the Cosworth, you have to be very careful about the last time we had a Ford or a Cosworth in Formula One. But actually Ford themselves to be in Formula One has been a very long time. I do believe, if I remember rightly, it was Jaguar. I think Jaguar was the last time, and that would have been like 2004 that Ford were in Formula One. Now, after that, of course, Cosworth were still in Formula One. I do believe they were in the back of the Mauritius in 2013. I think the Cosworth, I think, may have been the last time, 2013. But we may have seen them a little bit later. But as I say, it's a very sort of fragmented history between Ford and Cosworth. But actually, Ford themselves, very long time. To 2004, I think, would have been the last time. So for an engine manufacturer and don't forget, of course, they have no experience. That's why Ford have come on now, and they're actually following the Honda people in their engine department and looking at what they're doing. Basically copying their homework, to be honest. That's what they're doing, because they haven't actually built a V6 hybrid engine at all. So they have no clue how to do it. So they are, from now until 2026, they're going to be shadowing the sort of the Honda, or whatever you want to call it. It's a Red Bull badged engine now, isn't it? But it's basically a Honda. They're going to be shadowing those team mechanics and working out how to build one themselves. Now, that means that in 2026 there is no way, unless some miracle happens, and I'm sure someone is going to beat me around the head on this stream in 4 years' time or whatever when it does happen, but I'm pretty confident it's not going to happen, that Red Bull will come out of the starting blocks in 2026 with the best engine and the best car. It shouldn't happen. It may happen, but it shouldn't happen. They'll probably have a good car, but with the engine, I think the engine will take a while to get up to full spec. So I think in 2026 Red Bull will be on the back foot. That's what I think. But until then, until 2026, I can't see anything stopping Red Bull apart from Maxi Boy leaving them and going somewhere else. Apart from that, I can't see the domination from stopping. Now, by then, of course, Max could be a 6 times champion by 2026. Could be a 6 times champion. 3, 4, 5. Just trying to work this out in my head. Yeah, if he wins this year, next year, 24, 3, 4, 5, 6 times world champion, or is it 5 times world? Whatever. He should be a multiple world champion by 2026. He may decide that, he's done enough and that's it. I mean, once you get to 7 times championship, your motivation is definitely not there. Because what else can you do? What else can you achieve? I know Lulu's always hunting for that 8th world championship, but I don't think he's that bothered, to be honest. He's equalled Michael Schumacher's record, so I really don't think that he's that bothered to actually beat it to get an 8th title. I know he sort of says that he is, but I don't think the sort of the drive to do that is there. Because I say, what else can you do? You've won a championship 7 times. There's not really much else you can do. So maybe Max will, call it a day. Call it a day in 2026. And there'll be other people there, which, once again, will bring down the Red Bulls, I think, to a lower level. I really can't see them being a championship winning team in 2026 because there's a lot of factors against them. And the biggest factor of all is that Ford engine, which, as I say, unless a miracle happens, that is not going to come out of the blocks with real, full speed and performance. It just can't. Look at Honda. Look at the Honda, how they started. The disaster that they had with McLaren. It was a joke engine. You had Fernando Alonso saying exactly that. This is just a GP2 engine. This is not, it was a disaster. And now look at them. They're in a Red Bull and they're winning races left, right and centre. And a lot of that has to be attributed to the engine. Obviously, Adrian Newey, aerodynamist supreme, has a big hand in getting the car to go fast. But to go fast, you need a fast engine in the back of it in the first place. And that Honda now is up there. And who would have thought that now the Honda would be revered as the best engine out there, considering how they started with McLaren? As I say, it was a joke. It was a complete joke engine. It really was. But now it's just unbeatable. But I do believe will be what happens with the Ford engine. It will start with a lot of teething troubles. I would presume a lot of teething troubles, because you have to build durability and reliability into an engine over time. It doesn't suddenly become that way from the first race, and that all takes races and races. So I'm thinking that there'll be a lot of failures in 2026 for Red Bull in that first season, and then they'll get it together, and then it will probably go on to be quite a good engine. But just a very strange situation of swapping to Ford, and I don't quite see the logic. But there you go. That's big business for you. That's big business. So that's the Formula One. As I say, we will just have a go with Dominic before we leave. So my final part of the stream. Oh, wait a minute. I've got comments. Let's go to that first before we continue. Oh, let's hold it up close so I can't see it. Matthew says, is the Carmen Jordan series finished? No, it isn't. I've still got it. It's still on the computer right now. It's on the back burner, though. It's on the back burner because I just haven't got time to sort it out. I really haven't. Because editing, if no one knows, editing takes forever. It really does. A lot of the big F1 YouTubers, they have their own editors. They do all the editing for them. So all they do is basically just sit there and do the commentaries. I'd love to have an editor do all my editing for me, because that's all I do. I just sit here doing all the commentaries, because it literally, the commentaries take 30 to 45 minutes, and that's it. And I'd be done. But the editing takes 4, 5, 6 hours sometimes if it's a big video. If it's an absolutely massive video like my 100% videos, they take upwards of 25 hours purely just to edit them down. 25 hours for my 100% race videos. So it's a very, very long time to do. If I had an editor, I could literally do 3 videos a week. I'd be able to do 2 all seasons and another video in between of something else as well, if I had an editor. But unfortunately, it is just me. I have to do all of it. So yeah, it just takes a very long time. But it isn't finished with. I've got the whole of that third season recorded. It's just a shame I just can't get it out, but I just can't get it edited because other things are overtaking it. I've got to do the all seasons every week, and that's quite a huge chunk of the week. And then I end up doing live reaction videos and whatever, which I wasn't expecting to do. Sometimes I just have to come in and wing it pretty quickly, and it all takes time up, unfortunately. And of course, unfortunately, the other problem is that YouTube is not what I'm mainly doing right now. It's basically what I do when I've got some spare time to do it. I've got other things that I've got to do, because unfortunately YouTube only makes pennies, real pennies. I mean, last month I made £7.11p doing YouTube, because it's just come up how much I've made, because they've just actually given me a payment, because on YouTube you have to reach £60 before they'll pay you out, and they've just paid me out £60. That takes about 7-8 months to get £60, and then of course now it's reset back to normal, back to zero again. So I've actually managed to know exactly how much I got for 1 month. So for last month I got £7.11, so that's it, £7.11 for the month. Okay, which unfortunately is not a lot, and I've got 2 other part-times that I'm doing, which, I mean, they probably make just about the same. As I've said, if I could make, I'm not being greedy, if I could make like 25 pound a month doing YouTube, I could just concentrate on YouTube and get rid of the other 2 part-time things that I'm doing. Yeah, but unfortunately YouTube doesn't pay enough. It's only £7, so it's just the way it goes. The fact that YouTube takes 55% of all the money that they're going to give you, they take that for themselves, and you only get 45%. So if you see videos on my channel with high views and you think, oh, that's good, you're going to get, it's not. Now the rates have gone up because of inflation and what have you. It used to be about £1 for every 1,000 views. It's now about between £2.50 and £3.24 now per 1,000 views. But if you look at my channel with the views that I get, it's really not a lot. To make any kind of money on YouTube, you've got to be in like the 100,000 subscriber limit, and you've got to be getting 100,000 views every video to even sort of get. I mean, to even call that a full-time job, you'd need 100,000 subscribers and 100,000 views per video. Then you could say that you could do that as a full-time job. But without that, you couldn't. So you'd have to say I'm doing it as a part-time job. But because I've got 1.73 subscribers, it's not really even a part-time job. It's got to be a tiny part. I mean, I'd love to do YouTube full-time, but I know it's not possible. One, because I'm quite old, so I'm never going to be as popular as the youngsters on here, because they can just scream and shout and appeal to all the 12 to 15-year-old people on this platform, which is fine. I know, if you look at their videos, you can see that's exactly what they're doing. They're appealing to that age bracket, and people love it. If you look in the comments on a lot of the big YouTuber videos, they're all gushing over them and treating these YouTubers like gods. That personally is something I don't agree with, and I don't think anyone should treat these YouTubers as gods, because you don't know what they're like in real life. YouTube is a persona. You're projecting a persona. I'm projecting a persona right now. This is not what I'm like in real life. Okay? I mean, it's pretty close. It's 95% there, but the extra 5% is I'm over projecting. I'm making myself larger than life. In real life, I'm extremely boring. I know, it's hard to believe, but it's true. Extremely boring. Yes. God. God, if you invited me to a party, you'd be sending me home after 30 minutes. You'd be going, is that really the Hookster? It can't be, surely. Yes. So, yeah. So I project this, over image of myself. And as I say, you don't know about these YouTubers, so you shouldn't. It's fine to watch them, and it's fine to like them, and it's fine to say, these YouTubers are great. I've got no problems with that. Yeah, that's great to see. But you should never idolize these YouTubers, because you don't know what they are like in real life. And unfortunately, due to recent events over the past weeks and past years, we've come to realize that a lot of these YouTubers are not the people that we thought they were. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that anymore, but you know what I'm talking about. So you really shouldn't, nobody idolize these YouTubers. I'm going to make an admission, I watch our other videos. Not because I like them, but I just like to watch them. I like to watch the fact that we all know they're scripted. We all know they're scripted, but it's the fact that he never admits that they're scripted, and the fact that he tries to make it look like they aren't scripted, but we know they're scripted. Yes. I mean, those engine failures, they're designed by him. He gets into the code of the game and he makes those engine failures happen. Everyone knows that. Well, apart from the 12 to 15-year-olds who are, haven't got the kind of brain power needed to work that out. But yeah, it's all engineered and it's all manufactured to make a interesting video, which at the end of the day is what he's on the platform for. He's got, that's his full-time job. He's got to pay the bills, so he's got to make an interesting video. If he makes a boring video, nobody watches it, and he's not going to get paid, which means he'll get thrown out of his swanky London flat, and that'll be the end of it, won't it? So he's got to make it interesting. He's got to make it clickbaity. He's got to make the title clickbaity, which we all know he does, but fair play to him, because, that's what he's got to do. So there you go. Will says, my predictions: 1 Verstappen, 2 Alonso, 3 Hamilton. Well, thank you, Will. Well done. Well done. I quite like that. I didn't put Alonso up there only because of the last race, but I think that may have been just a one-off. But we will see. Matthew says, Aston has upgrades. Oh, nice. Yeah, and they struggled in Spain. Yeah, they did struggle in Spain, definitely. Bernie has lost it in the last decade. Yes, I do believe Bernie the Bolt has lost it. I don't know about the last decade, maybe the last 20 years, but yeah, he's just reached that extreme old age man syndrome where you get to, like, when you're in your very late 80s, maybe even 90s. I don't know how old Bernie the Bolt is. He must be late 80s at least, maybe 90s. But you just get into that extreme old man syndrome where you really don't care because, you're at an age where you don't, you've seen it all, you've done it all, so why would you care? But you reach that point where you really don't care what you say. And that's what Bernie's at now. If you listen to some of his recent conversations, you'd think, oh my God, what the hell are you talking about? But that's what he's like. He's at that stage now where he just doesn't care. He just doesn't care anymore. The fact is, he won't be on the planet for much longer, so why would he care? Why would he care? So he's just going to say exactly what he says. I've noticed no love for Lewis Hamilton either, which is very strange because there was a lot of love there at the start with Lewis Hamilton, but recently that's fallen a lot, and very, I have to say, very nasty sort of comments that have been coming from Bernie about Lewis lately. That's a little bit concerning, but once again, that's the old man syndrome of, extreme old age. You really don't care what you say anymore. So there you go with Bernie. Will says 2003 was a great season, Dave. 3-way title fight for the whole season. Oh, I agree. But the thing was, the first like 2 or 3 races were like absolutely fantastic. They were brilliant. especially because the grid order was all mixed up because of the qualifying. But they were absolutely great. I was gripped to the end of my seat for those first. But then afterwards, it started to settle down, and it became like a normal championship. Yeah, it was exciting. I agree with you, and yeah, there was a three-way fight for the title. That was all in there. But what I'm saying is that after the initial excitement, it had sort of settled back into like a normal championship, which is, 2002 and 2004 was the dominant Ferrari. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. If anything, Williams had the best car in 2003. Yes, it was a very decent car. Very decent car indeed. That was, of course, the... was it still the Williams BMW in 2003? Must have been, yeah. The Williams BMW. Unfortunately, Williams suddenly pulled out of the... not of the sport, but pulled out of being a partner with Williams. I'm not quite sure what the story was there, but yeah, they just disappeared, and then they went into Sauber, didn't they? So that was weird. But the whole BMW name seemed to disappear from England. I mean, they had this big factory in this country. That's all gone now. So very strange how, they were sort of right up there in the eyes of, the British public, and then suddenly they just disappeared. I do understand there's a few disagreements over that. That's why they left Williams. So I don't know. But yeah, in 2003, that was a great car. It really was. Was that the one with the platypus nose? Was that 2003? I think it was, wasn't it? Or 2004, with that big platypus front nose. Looked very strange. Very strange. But it was a good car. Very good car. Matthew says, I think they're being cautious because of the fatalities before 2020. I agree, Matt. But the other thing you got to look at is F1 is a dangerous sport. F1 has always been a dangerous sport, and F1 will always be a dangerous sport. And you get to a place of where you become too nannying, where you're too much erring on the side of caution. I mean, if you really want to be that cautious, just wrap all the drivers up in cotton wool and send them out, That's ridiculous. There always has to be this element of danger to the sport. But within that element of danger, you make the sport as safe as you can, which is fair enough. Fair enough. But there's also got to be this element that's there of danger. And just throwing red flags willy-nilly for incidents that really don't require it, it's just going too far. It really is going too far. As I say, years ago, if you look back 10 years ago, okay, the red flag was very rare to see, and it was only ever done, as I say, a huge crash, driver still in the car, getting medical attention. That was what called out the red flag. All the other times, it was covered by the yellows, the virtual safety car, but I do believe that came along a lot later, didn't it, the virtual safety car? But the safety car itself, the safety car back like 10 years ago, was the main safety in the race. Any incident, and they called out the safety car, and that was the main buffer you had during the race, for protection and what have you. But nowadays it just seems no, just red flag it. And I think it's too much. I think it's definitely too much. I'm all for safety, make it as safe as you can, but at the same time it's still got to have that tiny element of danger. Otherwise it's not motor racing. In my opinion, it's not motor racing. Don't forget, this all started racing from the ancient times. If anyone's seen the film Ben-Hur with the gladiators and the racing around the horses, where people died all the time. That was it. Chariot racing. That was the essence of Formula One, was chariot racing. That morphed into Formula One. That's how it all came about. It started all back in ancient times with the chariot race. And I say, people died in that every single race. Horses died. People died. It was tragic. But back then, of course, everyone loved it because, it was a more brutal time. We're supposed to be more civilised now. Although I would say that what's been happening this past couple of years, I'd actually go against that and say we're actually turning less civilised now. Some of the appalling things that are happening, just, I won't talk about it, but that one that happened the other day, it's just appalling. And I think we're becoming more into this gladiator times of ancient, we're definitely becoming less civilised as a population. We really are. Why that is, I've no idea. Maybe because of things that are happening all around the world that has basically, brought this to a head. But we're definitely becoming less civilized than we were even 10 years ago, which is a great shame. But as I say, just, make it safe, but you've also got to add that little tiny element of danger. Otherwise, it's really not Formula One. I don't want to see cars flipping over every single race, drivers getting hurt. No one wants to see that. No one even wants to see a driver get hurt. Obviously, if you broken leg, it's fine, off to the hospital 3 months and you're back in it again. That's fine. But nobody really wants that either in Formula One. Nobody wants accidents. Well, unless you're a sadist, of course. But if you are, then please don't bother watching Formula One. That's what I say. But apart from that, nobody wants the accidents to happen. So yeah, make it as safe as you can, but just leave that little element of danger. Then that is basically what Formula One's all about. I mean, back in the 70s with the Senna days, the Prost days, and of course the Hunt days, they used to lose 3 drivers every single season. 3 drivers used to die every single season back in the 70s and the early 80s. Now, this is another thing. People would not be able to cope with that these days. If three of the drivers on the grid right now died every single year, people wouldn't be able to cope with the pain and the grief of that, because that's what we've become now as a society. We would not be able to deal with that happening. It was norm back in the 70s and the 80s. That was the normality of life in Formula One. You know, 3 of your drivers died every year. That was normal, and it became normal. But these days, you just imagine if I'll just say 3 drivers out of my hat: Lando Norris, Yuki Tsunoda, and Fernando Alonso. All 3 of those died 1 year. Just imagine that. And then the next year, you'd have another 3. Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz. Next year, those 3 have died in 1 year. Formula One these days just wouldn't be able to cope with that whatsoever, because some of these drivers have been around for years. Fernando Alonso has been around for about 20 million years. In fact, he was probably chariot racing back in the day with Ben-Hur. He's so bloody old, but you get my point. Society as a whole would not be able to cope with that kind of death, that kind of grief every single year. That's why safety was brought about. Jackie Stewart, real component, real campaigner for safety. That's how it all started, because he was seeing so many of his friends die. He couldn't take the pain of it. And so, safety became paramount, and it's all good. And F1 is as safe as it can be right now. You've got that Halo, which is doing a great job. The Halo, I have to say, I eat humble pie. I hated the Halo when it first came out. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was unnecessary. But it's already proved to, I think, save 3 drivers' lives. So the Halo is good. We'll keep the Halo now. It's fine. And with everything else on the car, the safety cage and everything else, that car is as safe today as it can ever be for the drivers. But you've still got to maintain just that tiny element of danger. Otherwise, it just really isn't F1. And as I say, bringing out red flags for, cars hitting the barrier and leaving a little bit of debris on the circuit is not cause for a red flag. It's the cause for a safety car or even a virtual safety, but it's not the cause for a red flag. Red flag, as I say, should be reserved for a serious incident involving a driver still on the circuit who hasn't got out of the car and is under medic. That's what you have a red flag for. Or extreme weather conditions. Suddenly starts monsoon raining. Yes, you call a red flag. Absolutely, that's the right decision. But for anything else, red flags should not be thrown willy-nilly. Should be yellows at all times. Scott says, "Hi Dave, bloody hell, I wasn't expecting a Friday stream, but hey, it's appreciated. Love speaking to Hookster, but not the guy who never give up and never surrenders. Sorry, that's me." I know, that Hookster, he's an absolute wally, isn't he? He really is. I hate that guy, I really do. Can't stand him. Yeah, well, because I did F123 yesterday, and because obviously it was the day before release, so I was trying to sponge for views like I do. Because of that, I did that yesterday, and I wasn't going to come on tonight, but I did want to come on and just talk quickly about some of the things like W Series, and I wanted to talk about F1 at Canada this weekend. And I thought, well, if I don't do it tonight, then obviously the race is going to be on. I won't get a chance to do it, so I just thought, well, I'll come on and do a quick stream now, and then we'll be done with it. The 2020 Mercedes was still more dominant than Red Bull are currently. Verstappen is the dominant driver, to be honest, and Hamilton made a few silly errors in 2020. And Bottas is Bottas. Jaguar and Jordan 2004. That must be for the Ford engine. Hookster could be 71 rated with the driving he showed in the F1 23 stream last night. Yes, well, thank you. Yeah, I think it was good. And that bit where I was on absolutely zero traction as well. In fact, Jamie, who's in our league, was very impressed with that. Very impressed. Yes, I was impressed as well. Williams used Cosworth in 2006, 2010 and 2011. There you go, 2011. Cosworth. Yeah, I may be wrong, but I just got a feeling that Marussia had a Cosworth in 2013. I think. I'm not too sure. It's stuck in my brain. I may be wrong. And I think that may have been the last time for the Cosworth, but I'm not too sure. Cosworth powered the 2006 Williams in 2007, 2008 and 2009 when they were powered by Toyota because of Kazuki Nakajima, who was okay. I do love Kazuki. 3 times Le Mans winner too, and back to Cosworth in it. Yes, well done, Kazuki Nakajima. Basically because I just love saying your name. Yes, Kazuki Nakajima. Brilliant. 2010, sorry, Cozzy, like people in Sheffield. Cozzy indeed, I was born in Sheffield. I simulated Baku on F1 23 and bizarrely I won the race in the Williams. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hello Mr HRD, welcome to the stream. I completely skipped F1 22 and might do the same with F1 23. Well, if you go back and look at my stream, the one good thing I can say about F1 23 is the handling is spot on. As for the rest of the game, it's pretty much the same as last year, and I said in the stream last night, I don't think it's justified for the price of 70 quid or 90 quid for the full version. I don't think that's necessary. But for the handling, very good. Vast improvement. Hopefully they don't bugger it up with patches. I'm hoping not. But at the moment, the handling is very much improved. It did impress me. In fact, it reminded me of F1 05. If anyone remembers that on the PS2. Very, very similar handling department. So there you go. I'm just trying to platinum F1 2016, but no one plays online. Yeah, that is a problem. That is a problem. There's not many people online on 2016. I did go through all the F1 games a couple of months ago to see who was playing. There's still people on F1 2010, you know. Yeah. No one on 11. A couple on 12. Quite a few on 13. Absolutely no one on 14. Right. Nah. 15's pretty dead. 16's pretty dead. 17 is a few. 18 is a few. 19's got quite a few on it. And 20 is still got quite a few. 2021, well, we're getting into the later ones. So there is still going to be quite a few people on those. F1 23 is actually solid, to be fair. It is. Yes, I agree. KDF1 says, we want the F1 98 video. Here he goes. Here we go. This guy has been hounding me. He keeps sending me Facebook messages saying, get on with the F1 98 video. I haven't even started it yet. It's going to take 25 hours of editing. And I don't know. As I say, I need 4 pairs of hands. I need an assistant. That's what I need. I need a video editor to do the editing for me. But there you go. I can't afford one because, you know, they're going to want pain. And, are they going to accept £7.11 a month? I don't think so. If anyone wants to edit my videos for £7.11 a month, then let me know. But I don't think I'll get any takers. F1 98. F1 98 Space Race Dave. F1 90, we want it. Yeah, whatever. KDF1. Me too. Come on, Dave. The viewers are waiting on the 100% championship on the F1 2001 EA Sports version. I've already done that, haven't I? I think I've done that twice now. I'm not doing it again. I'm still getting nightmares of them blue flags. I'm going to need therapy at the end of it, I'll tell you. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. F198, get it done, Hookster. F198, do it. JW Knight's clean shaven David's back. Camera position change. Yes, slightly changed the camera position. In fact, I change that every single time. In fact, the camera position, because I'm always moving the camera around, because it gets in the way of like the corner of my screen sometimes, and I can't see what I'm doing, so I have to move it over there. So it's never in the same position. I'll see if I can keep it in that position now, actually, but it won't be. I guarantee you, next week it'll be different again. But yeah. Another F123 glitch. On my team, when David Croft reads out the grid, the name of the driver who starts in 20th has his name repeated when Crofty gets the driver starting in 22nd. Oh dear. Well, there was a few audio glitches, I think in 2020, if I remember rightly, which they did sort out later in patches. We got to forgive them for that, because that was during COVID, so there would be a few audio glitches because they're all doing it over Zoom calls. But yeah, hopefully they get that sorted out. I'll say it's not the first time. The online pass still hasn't expired for the older Codemasters games. No, it's still... Well, F1 2010 is peer-to-peer, so they don't use any servers. So, you know, theoretically, you can still be on that forever until Sony shuts down the actual PlayStation part for the PS3, which at the moment is still running. So, for F1 2010, 11, 12, 13, yes, there is an online path for 13, but it's still running for me, because I was testing it a couple of months ago, and it was still working. The only problem I think I found with that is I had to update it or something like that anyway, because it said I couldn't get on at first, but then it said I could. So I had to do something with the online pass. But yeah, it's still working. Very weird. Anyone remember the online pass on the 7th gen? Oh, good. Yeah, I remember that. Yes. F198, I'm going to keep hounded until you do it. But every race, 100% championship season. Banter, very funny. Yes, I know. I think we're going to have to go and smash his windows out, Scott. I might get him to do it. Oh, God. Right, okay. We're going to finish up here with our short stream tonight. Or shorter stream. Still be on for over an hour. Now, yes, it's time for my favourite part of the show. It's WTF1, and they have released a new video today called "Can Devon Butler Beat an Esports Driver on F1 23?" And anyone who wants to know, this top comment here from Cockney Dave, he says this channel has had more presenters than there has been Batmans. Cockney Dave, yeah, that's me. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. So if you want to go to that video right now, you'll see my posting up there. But it's probably right down the... Well, it might not be that far down the stream because I don't get many comments, do they? But it's probably somewhere down the stream. But yeah, that's I just saw that because it was announced by Harry Benjamin or whatever. And he says, I'm one of the new presenters at WTF1. I just popped into my head. So I had to put it in there. There you go. This channel's had more presenters than there's been Batmans. But anyway... So it looks like there's some other presenters or creators. I don't know what it is, but there's more. I can't play the video because it's on an advert break. But there's more presenters, and I've got the presenters here. We had the usual, which is Dre Harrison, of course. Well, we're not gonna go to Dre because we know all about Dre anyway. But there was two new ones, and here they are. Yes. We've got,
hello and welcome to the
unfortunately, they were female, which is very disappointing to me. I've got no interest in females whatsoever. But yes, here we are. The first one is Ashley Eleanor. She's got 671 subscribers, done 59 videos so far. That's a lot. 25-year-old Formula 1 and motorsport content creator from the UK. So there you go. Go check out Ashley Eleanor. Now, first of all, let's see whether she's actually serious.
Not entirely sure who started it, whoever it was. If this video
when I say serious,
I will send you £10. I also want to say I'm not claiming to be good at this game.
Is that her voice? What's she done? F1 22 female My Team career mode. Oh lads, Oh, lads. Oh, lads. Lads. Now, I've got to get rid of my camera here for a moment, because otherwise my computer's going to self-destruct because it can't play YouTube videos and do the camera at the same time. This will probably still tank with the frame rate, so I do apologise for that. But we got to look at this, lads. This is great. Here we go. Let's have a listen.
Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of My Team Career Mode on F122. If you don't know who I am, I'm Ashley Eleanor, I'm 25 and I make motorsport and F1 content over on TikTok and Twitch. And I'm currently trying to transition over to YouTube, so hopefully in the near future we'll see much more F122 content for you.
Oh God, she said TikTok. She said TikTok, lads. That's it. I'm done.
If there's any type of videos that you want to see, let me know in the comments. I know this is another My Team Career Mode series, but I've never seen a female creator do one of these, and I love watching them on YouTube. Not entirely sure who started it, but whoever it was, if this video gets monetized, I will send you £10. I also want to say I'm not claiming to be good at this game. There's plenty of room for improvement, and I'd much prefer advice in the comments on how to get better rather than rinsing my terrible driving skills. Oh, she wants advice in the comments! I can be so bad at driving.
No! Stop it, Dave! Stop it! Anyway, let's have a look and what she done as her avatar. Let's have a look.
It is promising. Well done, F1. So for the country, we're going to pick United Kingdom, as that's where I'm from. And
don't say.
For the name, I'll just use my name, Ashley Eleanor.
Ashley! Oh, this is great, lads. This is it. This is my entertainment for tonight. This is. Bloody hell, I'm glad I found this channel.
And the driver number. We're going to go with the year I was born, 96. Because I've not seen anyone use that yet. Everyone goes for the classic short numbers or the double numbers. Nah, we're going for 96.
96, the 2006.
So now onto the helmet sign. I have
that's
no
all right.
idea
That's all right.
what
That's
direction
fine.
I want to go for. I'm thinking maybe neons. Keep it basic.
Yeah, keep it basic, girl.
Not too tacky, but
not too tacky.
Any neon
Leave all the tackiness for Dave.
Tacky.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see.
Play around with the customs already made. Try and create our own colourway.
Ah, look. I knew it would be purple. Look at that. Oh, I can't wait for the driving. Hang on, let's get to the driving bit.
Now we're moving on to the race suit. I think I'm definitely going to keep the colours of the
helmet. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think she's going to be driving in this episode. It said episode 0.
Try and add a bit more white in there.
Oh, there's no driving. There's no driving, lads. Oh, that's no good.
Too in your face, but simple.
There you go.
I'm thinking way too much into this.
Oh, lads, you need to subscribe to this one. Right, now, is she a proper motorsport, or is she just showing off the cleavage for the lads? Now, I can't see any cleavage in any of these short videos, so I think she could be the real deal here, lads. I think she could be the real deal here. I'm not quite sure. Looks like she's at Williams. Let's have a look at this one.
This week, a hot new bombshell enters the villa.
Don't call me up, I'm going out tonight, feeling good.
This week, a hot...
Oh, that was so funny. Oh my God. I laughed my socks off at that one. Right, where's this career mode?
Hello and welcome to the first...
Stop being sarcastic, Dave. Oh God, no, this is good. But where's the career mode? Oh, here we go, episode 1, My Team Career. There you go, lads. Here we go. Can't wait for this. Let's see the driving. This is going to be great. Ashley and Eleanor, go
what
subscribe.
What if you could do SEO smarter and faster?
No, I can't do adverts. Oh, bloody hell. Wait, let me do that. And oh, I hate adverts. I can't get rid of the adverts. Hang on, maybe I can skip it. There you go. Skip. Right, here we go.
Official episode of my F122 career mode series. If you watched episode 0, you'll know we left off just before the first race of the season, but if not, I'll leave a link down below in the comments if you want to give that a watch. Now, I won't drone on too much with the intro, but we are just about to start the season in Bahrain. In terms of predictions, I have no idea how this season will go, but hopefully after the first race of the season, we'll get a much clearer picture of the overall team performance. So here we are, the first free practice of the season here in Bahrain. I think in this session we will take it easy, see how we compare to the other teams, find the lap times to beat.
Yeah. Let's get on with the racing. Come on. Here we go. How come she's second? Wait a minute. How can she be second? What difficult level she got this on? Is it on very easy, Ashley Eleanor? Is it on very easy? I think it must be, because in your first race, there's no way you can qualify second. I'm sorry, that's no. Just stop it now. Just stop. Okay, here we go, lads. Here we go. What game is it? Oh, it's F122. Oh, now we can see whether she's on full traction. She can't be on full traction. She can't be on anything else but full traction. Here we go. Excited now, excited.
The season.
Go! Oh!
And we have a shambles of a start due to my own stupidity. Only dropped us down to P4, so we've got to make up those positions. Norris on the inside, not today.
Oh no!
And that's straight into the back of Prost. These AIs slow down so much in the corners, and that's damage to the front wing. The front wing's left the building. And of course I expected that warning. Should have been a penalty really, FIA, but okay.
Oh, Ashley Eleanor, we're all disappointed now. Oh, this is not good.
Okay, we'll keep our distance this time.
Yeah.
We're aiming for a podium now. Forget the top 10.
Coming for a wing change.
Nope, we've messed up that corner.
Oh, we've messed up, lads, we've messed up. Maybe she'd like me to do the commentary. What do you reckon, lads? Shall I do the commentary?
Nice from cornerless spin. We are dropping though.
Little bit more dynamic, Ashley Eleanor. Little bit more dynamic. Oh look, she's got that wing damage. She's going wide on the exit. She's going wide on the corners, lads. Come on. You're gonna come in the pits. Come on.
And the pressure is getting to us. We are all over the track.
Well, there's huge gaps in the commentary.
We've got to get Norris out of DRS range when it opens, because that's not going to go well. Charles with the fastest lap, and Verstappen and Hamilton are nowhere to be seen.
Ashley Eleanor, why did you come into the pits? You've got a completely broken front wing. That's not going to help, is it? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wow, absolutely awful at turn 1. We need to get our act together or we're going to lose P4.
Oh no. Ashley Eleanor, what are you doing? Ashley Eleanor, come into the pits as a half-price sale at Prada. Half-price sale at Prada. All handbags must go, Ashley Eleanor. All handbags must go.
Okay, that wasn't too bad. Oops, over the curb.
Wow, this is the best career mode I've ever seen in my life. What the hell am I doing the all seasons crap for? This is epic. Come on, Ashley Eleanor. Are you going to pit? Are you going to pit? Oh, she's only doing 5 laps. I just realised she's only doing 5 lap races. Oh, that's why she didn't come into the pits. Yeah, there's no. Don't be stupid, Dave. There's no point in pitting on a 5 lap race. It's quite true. Quite true. I guess she hasn't got time to do 25%. Oh, Ashley Eleanor, what are you doing? Huge gaps in commentary. Have you noticed that?
And we need to pick up pace as Norris has DRS. And of course, cornerless spin. Here comes Norris. We've lost P4. We've lost P4.
Oh no, Ashley Eleanor, what are you doing? You've lost to Norris. Lando, you can't pass a woman, Lando. That's not in the rules, mate.
No, Ocon as well. No.
Oh no. Ocon.
We've held P5.
Oh, got P5, lads. Got P5. Oh no. Oh,
ignore that.
Oh
reckless
no.
Driving. You saw nothing. It was never there. Pretend nothing happened.
You spun it. Come on, Ashley Eleanor. Oh, this is great. This is wow. This could probably entertain me for the whole of the weekend. I hope she's done an episode 2. I just hope she's done an episode 2. And oh my god, what the?
Russell. No, what a mess. Oh my god. No. That's a DNF. That was a DNF. We ruined it. The first race of the season. Ruined it completely. Could have been a podium.
She's surely been
Instead
watching
of
my
DNF.
videos. Surely she's been watching my videos.
Just gonna go cry now.
Oh, Ashley, Eleanor.
Well, that is the end of the Bahrain Grand Prix. We were hoping for top 10. Could have been a podium, but instead we got a DNF. I am actually gutted, but we're going to try and come back stronger next time at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. If you want to keep up to date with when episode 2 is out, hit that subscribe button and hopefully it should be out within the next couple of days.
Hit that subscribe button.
If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you next time.
Yes. Okay, Ashley Eleanor. I'm here. Now, where's episode 2, Ashley Eleanor? Where's episode 2?
Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of my team.
Shush. Wait a minute. Where's episode 2, Ashley Eleanor? Oh, no. Oh, no, lads. There's no episode 2. She's only done one. And that was 11 months ago. Ashley Eleanor, where's my episode 2? No. Oh. Oh, I'm so disappointed now, lads. So disappointed. Oh, how many views has she got for 4 videos? 95,000? Wowzers. Wowzers. There you go, lads. Go check her out. You can sit there and watch all her 4 videos. Take you about 37 minutes. So there you go. There's Ashley Eleanor. I'm afraid to go to her Instagram. I really am. But let's do it anyway. Lads. Go check her out. She needs the support. There you go. Of course, she's got 21k followers. Oh, now we can see why she's got 21k followers. Yes. No, actually, I'll give her due. She's not as bad as some of them. Oh, wait a minute. Right, let's not scroll down even further. Dave, you're going to get arrested by the police. Anyway, there's Ashley Eleanor. And the other one we've got is Sophie Upton. Videos coming soon, she says. Videos doesn't have any content. Oh, lads. Got no content. Has she got any views? No. She joined in 2014. Sophie Upton, I think if you joined in 2014, you said videos coming soon. I think you should have done a few videos by now. I mean, that's like 9.5 years ago. Come on, Sophie Upton. You need to put... I mean, look, Ashley Eleanor is absolutely wiping the floor with you. Wiping the floor. Look, she's got 4 videos out, 37 minutes in total, and you've just got nothing in nearly 10 years. That's pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. Yes. Absolutely pitiful. Really is. And you don't seem to have any other social media either, which is a little bit... oops, not that one. Oh, dear. There you go, lads. These are the new presenters or content... whatever you want. I don't know what you call them. At WTF1. They're in that latest video. Can Devon Butler beat... watch it. So go check them out because I'm sure they're great. As WTF1 is as well. So there you go. Oh, God, I'm so sarcastic. I love it. I really do. Right, it's time for me to go. But before we do... '98 Space Race 98. Wait a second, please, Dave. Can we see the Cockney Dave comment? Yeah, I saw the... It says this channel's had more presenters than there's been Batmans. That was the comment. Is the audio named Cock still there? I think it is, Matt. I think it is. Bloody thick TikTok video. Probably only been a fan since 2021. Bimbo, says KDF1. Yeah, Matt, my audio name is Cox. Well, there you go. Bloody Bible, Eleanor. Get us a bacon sandwich, Eleanor. Exactly. No episode 2. Prime Hookster this stream. That's me cancelled. Well, thank you very much, everyone. That was great to finish on. I love that with Eleanor Roosevelt or whatever her name was. I can't even remember her name to be. What was it? Eleanor Ashley Eleanor. There you go. Ashley Eleanor. That's a mouthful. Yes, Ashley Eleanor. We're going to finish now. with me turning my camera off again, because I'm going to have to see if I can get a quick. But I did try just before I started the stream, and he wasn't about. So it's probably. Oops! Don't do that again, Dave. Just going to try it one more time, but if not, we will finish the stream right here. But this is an actual Canadian. Well, I don't think he's going to answer. Come on, come on. Oh, here we go. There we go. Quality, that was quality. Scott says no. Someone comment on it. Yes, exactly. Oh my God, he's here! I don't believe it. You've got 2 minutes.
Hookster.
Oh, you still got. Oh, hang on. Let me explain to everyone at home. Mr. Orlando has had some wisdom teeth extracted this week. He's in a lot of pain right now, as you can visibly see by his face. So yeah. Luckily, Dom, I'm just about to go, so you're only going to be like 2 minutes at the most, so that'll be good. But, so Canada this weekend. How do you feel about Canada and Lance Stroll? Go for it.
Oh, Lance Stroll. Oh man, he's.
Wait a minute. Are you on drugs?
No.
No, I mean the prescription kind.
I mean, technically, yes, but I'm not woozy right now, and I just can't talk properly.
Right. Okay.
Oh, Lance Stroll, I think he's going to finish top 10. My mouth looks so stupid right now.
That's a bold prediction, isn't it? Lance Stroll, I think he's going to finish top 10.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it hurts to smile. God damn it, David.
You really did.
You're such a funny son of a bitch. Oh. Sorry, what'd you say?
I must admit, you do look completely different. Your whole face looks like it's swelled up about 300 times. Really does. In fact, I have to say, you look just like Kermit the Frog.
Yeah. Oh man, you should see the inside of my mouth. My God, it looks like something out of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh man.
So how many wisdom teeth did you have removed?
All 4. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say a rude word on stream. In fact, I'm going to say 2 words. Fucking hell. 4.
Yeah.
4.
I just went for it. All 4. Yeah. Yeah. So they got me on some painkillers, and I'm doing okay. But my predictions for this Canadian weekend is you know what? I'm gonna be bold.
Lance Stroll top 10, yeah.
No, I think Fernando Alonso is going to take his first victory in a long time. If you remember from a few years ago, or maybe it was last year, I think Fernando Alonso started like 3rd or 2nd in the Alpine at the Canadian Grand Prix. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was possibly last year. I don't know.
Yeah, he's always really good at Canada. He's got a great car this year. I think he's going to pull it off. I think Verstappen's number is due, Like, he's had too many good weekends in a row. Something always happens, like a perfect season is almost never attainable. So I think something's going to happen to him this weekend in the luck department. Sergio Perez, I got to say, he's been wildly disappointing the last few races. So I expect him to bounce back maybe with a 3rd place. And I think a Ferrari is going to come 2nd. I think it's going to be Fernando in 1st, Charles Leclerc in 2nd, and who did I say 3rd place? Sergio Perez.
Wow, that is a bold statement. No Maxi boy anywhere. Now in the comments, Matthew says, has he had wisdom teeth removed? Yes, he has. KDF1 says, moral of the story, brush your teeth, lads.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I had to get them removed anyways, regardless of whether I got my teeth brushed.
So were they growing inwards?
Yeah, they were impacting. So
yeah, impacting.
they were growing into my other teeth. So I mean, it doesn't matter if you keep your mouth pristine, clean, like I brush my teeth every day. Like there's nothing you can do when a tooth is literally growing against the other one. So
yeah, I've still got mine, but they're growing.
Really?
Yeah, I've still got mine, but they're growing outwards. They're growing outwards, so they don't have to be removed.
Wow.
Yeah, they only your wisdom teeth only grow about a millimetre a year. About a millimetre a year. And
yeah,
I mean, mine have been growing outwards for about the past 20 years, but I say, as long as they're going out like that, it doesn't matter. And so mine shouldn't I mean, eventually
are you talking about the top ones or the bottom ones?
It's the top ones. Yeah, top ones.
Yeah.
They're literally growing outwards like that. So you can see, and they're literally at a 45-degree angle like that. Both of them going outwards like that. But it's fine because it's only when they're going inwards that's when the problems start.
Yeah.
Because they start forcing on other teeth. But hopefully mine can stay like that forever. I mean, eventually they might get to a stage where they're so big that they'll have to come out. But I mean, I'm 54 now. I think I'm pretty much at the stage where they're going to stay in there forever. I think
Yeah.
And KD says, and don't have too much Botox like Dom. Exactly.
Yeah.
I've had Botox anyway. We'll move on from that.
What the hell? Yeah, Botox. Yeah, what do you mean, Dave? You can't leave us on that bombshell. You got to tell us that at least on Monday or something.
I've had Botox, yes. Before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Believe it or not, that is a true story. I have had Botox.
You and my sister have something in common, Dave.
Well, I don't think we have got something in common because of where I've had the Botox. Yeah, if you're thinking right now of the worst place where you could have Botox, you'd be absolutely correct.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yes.
R-rated Hookster Talks.
Yes,
holy.
That's right.
Oh man, that's wild.
It was wild. It was wild. KD says, with that bald head, it's bloody obvious, Dave. Oh dear. But yeah, there you go. Well, are you feeling any better?
Yeah, a little better. Better than like a couple of days ago, yeah. But it's still quite uncomfortable.
Can you in real life, when you're feeling all right, can you do the Kermit the Frog voice?
Let me think of something to say.
Because I'd like to hear you do the Kermit the Frog voice, looking like you do at the moment.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side?
Say Miss Piggy.
Miss Piggy. Oh, hey there, Miss Piggy.
Have you seen that bloke on YouTube? He does Kermit the Frog, and he just goes on Omegle, which is a you've seen that? Yeah, they're brilliant.
Oh man, that makes me laugh so much. And he's got the cucumber.
The cucumber, yeah, it's just brilliant. I mean, and he's pretending to be a priest at the moment because he goes on there and says, "I need you to confess your sins."
Oh my God, that's funny.
And then he gets the cucumber out.
Oh man, it's so funny.
Yeah, he's a great bloke. He deserves. He's like on. I think he's got like 2 million subs or whatever. He deserves it. Really does.
Wow.
When you're that entertaining, you definitely deserve 2 million subs. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh man, yeah.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much for joining us in your fragile state right now. Is that your bed? Are you in bed?
Yeah, I'm in bed right now.
Oh dear. There you go. A sickly Dominic Orlando in bed, live on Hookster Talks, everyone. You don't get that entertainment on the big F1 YouTuber channels, do you? You know, you won't see that on our other TV. No way. No. Benjamin Daily channel, it won't have Dominic Orlando's with 4 wisdom teeth removed, sitting on his bed. It just won't happen. Won't happen.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on the show.
No problem. Thanks for being here, and I hope eventually your face will stop looking like Shrek and get back to some kind of normality.
All right. Catch you later, Hookster.
Okay, thank you, and good night. Bye
Good
bye.
night.
Oh, that was great. That was great. Yeah, 4 wisdom teeth removed. Jesus Christ, that is no mean feat whatsoever. Yeah, I've had a few teeth removed and they were bloody painful, but the wisdom teeth are even worse. They were because they're right at the back of, and unfortunately they're right near your what's it called? Trimegial nerve. Something like that anyway. Basically, it's the nerve that. Let me see if I can get the camera right. It's the nerve that runs from your ear down to there. And if you cause any irritation of that nerve, you get really bad earache and aching down your jaw for here. I had a tooth removed and I was in agony. Literally, I wanted to end it. That's how bad it was for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, because when they pulled the tooth out, apparently it was exposed to the air for about a couple of minutes because it bled so much. And because of that, a lot of like bacteria got into it, and oh my, it was horrible. 2 weeks. It was worst pain ever because it had irritated the nerve coming down from your ear, and I went deaf for 6 weeks. I couldn't hear anything in the right ear at all for 6 weeks, and that was all because of that. Oh, terrible, absolutely terrible. Anyway, so that was that. So if you irritate that nerve going down there, very very bad news. And unfortunately, your wisdom teeth sit right near that nerve. They're right there. Your wisdom teeth are sort of there, and the nerve itself. If you push in on the side of your face, you can feel pain. That's where that nerve is. That's the main nerve that runs down also for your jaw and helps your mouth move up and down. Yeah, that's the. It's called the trinegial something like that. Anyway, I'm not a medical expert, so don't quote me on it. But yeah, it's something like that, and it does cause a lot of pain. So when you have your wisdom tooth out, 9 times out of 10, it does get a bit of damage in that nerve, and you end up with either earache or you get a pain in the jaw. Well, I went completely deaf in this ear for 6 weeks, and a real bad pain in the jaw as well. It was really, the pain in the jaw was, it was a bad pain, and I was taking painkillers for. The worst thing was the deafness, because seriously, I could not hear a thing in my right ear at all. Like when you get a cold and it all feels bunged up. Well, this was like that, and it was so bunged up, it was gone, and all I could hear was in my left ear. Now my left ear, I've got tinnitus in, so I can't hear very well out of that ear anyway. So yeah, it was very bad. Unfortunately, during that time, my house alarm decided to go off for no bloody reason. Oh, I do remember it was very hot weather and it just went off because the sun went on it. It went off, and I couldn't hear it. Because I was only hearing out of one ear, I didn't think it was my alarm. I even had my front door open because I've got the box just above my front door, and I still didn't swear it was my alarm because it didn't sound like it was. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, well done for Dominic Orlando. He obviously had to have them out because they were going inwards. Inwards is a lot more serious, as I say, because it starts getting into your other teeth. So well done. Anyway, that's enough medical Friday for me. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. You have been awesome as always. Thanks for joining me on the stream. Can you still eat, or do you need juice food? Well, funny you say that, Matt, because Dom did post something in the ERL chat, and no, at the moment he's having to have all his food sort of liquidized into baby food. He had some meat that he'd actually literally pulverized into, like, it looked like, baby food, the horrible mush. Well, that's what he'd done with some meat, because you really can't eat very well. You can't eat very well solids anyway, because the pain sort of, it's pretty bad, because obviously, think about it, you've got to, I presume he's with 4. He's had 2 each side, so you've got 2 open wounds there. There's nothing they can do. They can't stitch them or whatever. They just have to heal up naturally themselves. The actual holes, because there's 2 big holes where your teeth were, and what happens is they bleed like a son of a bitch. They really do bleed for about 4 hours after they've been taken out, and then because you have to have these big cotton wool balls stuck in your mouth to just literally soak up all the blood. After about 4 hours, the bleeding then stops and then starts the very slow healing process. But you imagine right at the back of your mouth, every time you bite down solidly, you're going to be pinching that bad bit at the back of your mouth every time. So the only way you can do that is basically to just like that, like baby food. He's going to have rust soon. We're going to chop up some rust for him. Farley's rusks. Oh dear. Dave's stories are hard to believe sometimes. Well, they are, but the story about the wisdom tooth was absolutely true, Matt. 100% true. Yeah, I really did go deaf in one ear for 6 weeks, and severe pain. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone. You have been awesome as always. Thanks for joining the screen. Thanks to KDF1, and no, I'm not doing an F1 98 video. Matthew was in there as well. Scott was in there. Who else did we have? We had Mr. HRD, of course, he was in there. JW97 as well. Who else did we have? Will F1 Gaming? Yes, I've almost forgot you again, Will, but no, you. And of course, we had Dominic Orlando live in the studio from Canada with his 4 removed wisdom teeth. Okay, thanks so much for joining me, everyone. You have been awesome as always, and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you and good night.